Are you faced with differing priorities and you know which one you should do first, but you still don't do it? I know I got to finish this fence, and I've been working on it. I did that shoot there with Deb. I did a lot of posts with my friend Eric. I've done some posts at night. I've done some H bracing. And of course, I did a lot of clearing over there in videos prior and got that all planted. But the final stretch here, putting in the rest of the poles, and there's not really that many to do, and finishing building all the H braces and then stretching the wire, I want to do it. I just don't want to do it today because I have something else that I'd rather do. So just a few days ago, we had a high of maybe 50 and a low of 29. And today the high is going to be 80. So we've been out on the property full time for about 6 months. And as you know, if you watch our videos, we're very busy. A lot of things going on. We're still in the building stage of our property. So we're not yet to that point where we're in the maintenance stage. But here is the old area, or the area I worked on a couple weeks ago. Lots of videos out there cleaning out this area. It was super thick, and I got it all cleaned up, somewhat leveled, and you can see some good rye growing in here. So this is cereal rye, and there's lots of deer tracks where they're coming in here eating it at night, of course. And then whenever we bring the cows over here, they love to eat it as well. So this is the goal for what's on the other side of Precious, my excavator. I got a little bit of work done the other day. It was just before dark. I had a couple hours, and I actually filled it with fuel. It was the last fuel that I had, so I had to go take my bulk fuel tank this morning, go to the gas station, get 30 gallons of off-road diesel. So it's just, it's not just operating equipment. There's a lot of things that go along with it, as well as using it. There's keeping it fueled, and then there's maintaining it. 715 hours on her. I think I got her with around 400 hours. So I got in here with the mini mulcher a couple days ago and got this cleaned up, but there still was a lot of stumps and roots and just brush on the ground. So took a couple hours with the excavator and piled that up there. And this is ready to plant. I just got to throw seed on the ground and run the rototiller over it lightly. So that's where that big pile is. This area here I got in with the mini mulcher and mulched all that up, but I'm not going to worry about planting that. I just wanted to get a lot of that brush cleaned up in there and remove any trees that weren't useful. So it's all pine trees and oak trees now. And we're going to leave that natural, and as it grows up, we'll get back in there and mow it. So this right here is a good little area to plant. It used to be a fire break, and I've planted it 2 years in a row. And it's now become more like a walking path that gets planted, I guess. But I'm going to tighten up that pile over there that I created last year. Plus I threw some stuff on there the other day. It's got some cherry trees and just some brush and stuff. I'm going to crunch that up with the excavator. I think that's an oak tree, but there's a gum tree there, and I chewed on it a little bit with the mini skid steer with the mulching attachment on it. Just trying to kill it off, and I just was playing with it. But that needs to come out. I got a leaning tree over there that needs to come out, and just a little bit of work to do in here. Oh, and a dead pine tree over there. I might even cart that pile off, and once I get this done, then I can get in here, just spread some seed by hand, run the rototiller over it, and then the cultipacker, and I'll have this done. And Deb will be glad that it's done so that I can get to work on that fencing. Uh-oh, man down, and luckily it's in a real easy to fix place, but there's a hydraulic line on here that in a couple videos ago got loose when I was working in the woods, so I tightened it up, but it was an older line, and now it just busted. So I tightened up the fitting, but now where it makes this bend right here, it's squirting hydraulic oil out of there. And I caught it like right away. I saw a mist of oil coming out, so I didn't lose much oil. And this one over here actually has a cut in it from where it's been abraded. And I don't know if I should just go ahead and take both off. You can see where it hits there from using the thumb. All right, I guess we'll be back in a few minutes after I go get some lines. I got the new line here. Put down in the comments what you think this line cost me. And shout out to Cloud Auto in Bonifay, Florida. We are not sponsored by them, just impressed. It is so nice to have a shop like that that can make custom hydraulic lines while you wait. Their prices are reasonable and they are just the greatest folks. I try and do all the business I can with them. Like if there's something I could get cheaper in Walmart, let's say, I don't know, some kind of oil or something, I don't care. I'll just buy it at Cloud because they are just good people. I'm going to give him all the business I can. All right, that line is on there. We are good to go. We're back in business. Time to get back on Precious. If you didn't know, I call my excavator Precious. People make fun of me for it. I don't care. She's precious to me. So if I take the thumb and I bring it like all the way open, it hits that hydraulic line. So that's going to wear over time. I'll just keep an eye on it for now. I want to get some work done. Just going through here with the teeth of the bucket and ripping up these roots. Last year I planted this by running the rototiller over it after I got in here and did some forestry mulching, but it's better if you rip the roots up. I mean, it'll take forever for these roots to decay and really get some good growing dirt down here. I mean, it's just totally filled with roots in here. I think a lot of it is kudzu vine roots. I mean, that vine there is, I don't know, it's bigger than my thumb. And it's not to a tree. There's obviously something else there. And what you can do with areas like this is you can just keep like running a disc or a rototiller or whatever over them, and after a few years it'll chop up these roots and vines. But if I can dig most of them out, that's better. Yeah, that, I mean, I planted, I'll show you how big this is. I planted right over top of that last year. It's just a stump to a piece of brush, I think. As you can imagine, I spent far too long back here cleaning up. I dug out a whole bunch of stumps from where I'd used the forestry mulcher, took down a few trees, and went through and collected a lot of the brush that I had knocked down with the forestry mulcher. And let me show you what else happened or what else I did. I constantly lose pins. So this is the pin here that holds on the bucket, and it has a snap pin that goes in here, and I lost it. And this pin, as you can see, very loose. It was more than halfway out, so I don't have any pins on me. I didn't feel like taking the time to go up to the shop, so I stuck a stick in there, and that's been working for about an hour. I don't recommend you do that, and I've never done it before, but I just didn't want to stop what I was doing and go get a real tractor pin. But I'm going to take down this tree. I think it's mostly dead anyway. I always thought it was a cherry tree. I'm not sure anymore. It might be a locust. Either way, it's not productive. If it's a cherry tree, then it would be poisonous to our cows. If it's a locust tree, it isn't going to produce any good forage for the deer or the wild animals. And the top of it's dead. So we're going to go ahead and dig out the front of this and then push it over. As much as it's leaning, I wouldn't think it would take too much effort to knock it over. But trees always surprise me. Well, I don't even feel any roots on this side. I didn't cut any roots on that side. That was all sand. I don't really feel any roots on this side either. Dig down a little deeper. I think I can just push it. I'll see if there's any roots that I need to take out on this side, but I just don't think there are. Yeah, there's a root there. Yeah, there's definitely a root on the camera side. I could probably knock it over, but I want to loosen up the roots as much as possible so when it does knock over, the roots come out with it. All right, let's knock this bad boy over. Getting under that last root right there. Every time I do that, the tree goes down a little bit more. I don't know if the excavator is strong enough to pick it up, but we're going to try. Let me square up on it. Pretty stubborn tree. Must have a straight down taproot. There it goes. There it goes. I just broke the root or something. There it is. I'm going to see if I can work it between these pines and put it on this pile. I don't know if I can. It's pretty long. Try to pick the top up and take it towards the camera. Definitely not a cherry tree though. See if I can swing the trunk end or the stump end. Now I should be able to turn towards it, grab it, and just sling it along like 6-8 feet at a time. Not strong enough to swing it. Maybe if I grab it back here. Yep. Okay, I got it. Push it on the pile. Alright, let's try this. I got a good pile here, I don't want to mess it up. That took a bit longer than I wanted it to, but it came out better than I thought it would as far as how much brush I got piled up and cleared. So let's run and go get some seed, spread some seed, rototill it in, cultipack it, and be done because the sun's trying to set on me. Apparently Deb had different plans for me because I see Bella running across the pasture and she jumped in the hyson with me. And then I see Deb walking across the property because it's time to let the cows out for their afternoon run. So we'll pick this back up tomorrow, spread the seed, till it in, then cultipack it, and then we'll be done. Hey, bull cow. Hey, bull cow. She's more gentle and lets them come to her, and I'll go up to them and grab them by the head like this or grab their ear. And
now, who would you rather go to? Someone that came to you or someone that grabbed you? Oh, it's a mystery.